Good morning. So I made an overview video of the YouTube data tools just 6 months ago, but since quite a bit has changed in the meantime, I'm making this updated overview video, which is going to be much shorter than what I usually do. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what the YouTube data tools are, some of the things to take into account, what kind of files it produces, things to get you started. And then I'm going to produce a series of individual videos for each one of the modules. And I hope this will allow me to stay up to date more easily as new features appear or some features have to be removed maybe. So what are the YouTube data tools? They are basically a collection of simple modules that allow you to extract data from the YouTube platform via the YouTube API. So this is not a scraper, but it is a tool that extracts data from directly the sanctioned data interface that YouTube provides. And this also means that these modules are very dependent on that data interface, YouTube's API. And as YouTube removes or adds features, the modules also change. So for example, in August 2023, YouTube decided to remove the related videos endpoint from the API. And that then meant, that also the video network had unfortunately to be retired. You can find the YouTube data tools at the URL in the video description, and you also have the source code available on GitHub if you're interested in that kind of stuff. But to get you started right off, I just want to make the point that whenever you do digital methods research, it really starts with trying to get a good grasp of the materiality of the kind of medium that you're investigating, in this case, YouTube. And if we just jump here into this YouTube channel, which is by Vlad Wexler, whose work I really admire, we can see that in a sense, the channel is really maybe the most important structuring element within YouTube. So we could actually think about three layers of elements that kind of organize how content is being structured, is being found, and so forth. And the channel is maybe then the top one. It has a number of properties attached to it. So there's a channel description here. Then I think most importantly, there are a number of videos that are being uploaded. And indeed, every video has to be uploaded by a channel. And well, there's some other things, for example, playlists. But let's just click here on the videos, and we can see here the latest videos uploaded by this channel. And we could think then, indeed, videos are the second level of this kind of three-level structure. Let's open a video here. Again, as with the channel, there are a series of properties that are attached to the video. I mean, the video itself, right? It has content, and that's really what we're interested in when we're doing academic research. But there are also some, metadata properties. For example, a video has a length, it has a title, and so forth. It also has a video description, right? That very often contains interesting information. There's also like and dislike buttons, a number of comments, and so forth. So you will see that many of these properties, they come back in the data files that the YouTube data tools generate, and being well aware of how all of this works makes a lot of sense from a technical perspective. But then I think obviously also want to be familiar, with some of the cultural elements of YouTube. But indeed, if we say channel first level, video second level, then we could say comments are the third level. And again, there's a certain structure here. So users can post their comments. The channel owner themselves can also post comments. And then there's the possibility to upvote and downvote. Again, stuff that are, that's information that's also going to be in the data files. And there's also, the possibility to reply, and users can also reply between themselves. And that also then has consequences for some of the modules. If we go back into the YouTube data tools, we can see that this tripartite system also, in a sense, structures the 6 modules that are currently active. So there's the channel info, channel list, channel network, and they all have to do with the channel. Then video list, video co-commenting network, they target the level of the video. And then here on the right, the video comments module really is a means to extract data from comment sections in order to analyze them. So what you need to do to get started with the YouTube data tools is, on the one side, have this broader knowledge of how YouTube works. But in general, we need one of 2 kinds of input to select the kind of channel, for example, or the specific channel we want to investigate, or the specific video we want to analyze. And that means to understand what channel and video IDs are, right? IDs in general, in this context, are a series of letters and numbers that are unique identifiers for channels and videos. So every video has a unique identifier, every channel has a unique identifier, and very often we need that in order to be able to extract data. So let's just take an example. Let's go back to Wechsler's channel here. So how do we get the channel ID for this channel? Well, we can go up to the URL here and copy part of the URL. In this case, it's simply the part that basically is youtube.com, then / the channel name, and whatever is after we can ignore, but we copy that, and then we go back into the YouTube data tools, we go to the channel info module, we copy the URL here, and then we have to declare that we're not a robot. We submit this, and then we get, on the one side, some of these properties that are attached to that channel. For example, this here is the channel description, but we also see here the ID of this channel, and we can copy that, and that's then going to be useful in some of the other modules. Let's say, for example, we want to get the list of all of the videos for this channel. We copy the channel ID, we move to the video list module, we paste the channel ID here into the correct field, and then we can again declare we're not robots. We submit the query, and we get a list with all of the videos. So that's the channel ID. This is how you get the channel ID. Channel IDs can also be found elsewhere. Sometimes, let's say, you download a bunch of videos that are based on a search. There's going to be, for each video, the channel ID as well, so you can use that. But next to the channel ID, important is the video ID. So let's go again here. Let's open a video from this channel, and you can see actually here in the URL we directly have the video ID. So in this case, it's a bunch of upper lowercase characters, numbers, and we could say, okay, let's copy this this ID, and then we can use that, for example, here in the video comments module to get the comments for this video. So video IDs, channel IDs, very, very important to understand them and how to get them. Also very important are the kinds of output files that the YouTube data tools generate. in general, there are two kinds of files that come out of these modules. They're either comma separated files that are basically spreadsheet style files, right? Where every line is a particular unit. So let's say, for example, we go into the video list module, and we take this video ID here, which is kind of my channel. We say, okay, I'm not a robot. We download this. Okay, there were only like 10 videos on the channel. We open this here. And indeed, we get this kind of familiar, so I'm opening this here in Wizard, but you can open these files directly in a text editor, if you're up for that, or in a spreadsheet software like Excel or Google Sheets, or use them in data mining software like Orange, or in our own Forecast software. A lot of tools allow you to import these kind of CSV or spreadsheet style files. And what you can see here, every line in this case is a video. If we were, to have, for example, a list of channels, then every line would be a channel. And you can see, okay, there's a bunch of columns attached to them. And so for example, the duration of the video, the number of views, the number of likes, and so forth. So I think this is all quite familiar. Just to give you an idea, if we open this file directly, or this kind of file directly in a text editor, we can see it doesn't recognize the columns because it's just texts. But you can see it's why it's called comma separated, right? So there's, for example, a number here, then there's the channel ID, comma, and so forth. And software like Excel or like Wizard or like all of these tools, they basically recognize this format and present it to you in this kind of more readable style. So that's the first type of output that is being generated. The second type of output actually exists also in a number of modules, and those are network files. So for example, if you want to create a network between channels, or a video co-commenting network, or for example here, we can create a co-tag network. Those are network files, and they are different from spreadsheets in the sense that they also contain a list of units. If we have, for example, a channel network, there's a list of the channels, but then there are also connections between these units. And if we open one of those files here, for example, you can see that, in the beginning, that's very similar to a CSV file. It's actually basically the same thing. But then this file has a second part here. And those are basically the connections between those units that are defined above. Of course, we're not gonna, analyze this in this kind of text editor, but we're gonna use a kind of software that allows us, similar to spreadsheet software, kind of recognizing the structure of this file and then, making it more easy to read and providing a series of functionalities. We have network analysis software, and the tool that we rely here most on is Gephi, which you can see here. That's a bit more complicated to use maybe than a spreadsheet, at least at first glance. And I'm going to prepare a series of videos for how to analyze data coming from specific modules. But the idea is here that we not just have these kind of units, but also connections between them. And by analyzing the structure of these connections, we can learn something about, for example, how channels connect, how particular themes emerge, or how users co-comment on a series of videos. So these files are GDF files, and they get generated by some of these modules. You can simply open them in Gephi and then work with that. So two important things: for input, video and channel ID, and then for output, spreadsheet style files and network files. To close the video, I just want to give you a quick overview of each one of the modules, just to give you an idea. You've already seen the channel info module, which takes as an input either a channel ID or a URL, and then kind of produces this series of properties for the channel. I think that's relatively straightforward. Then we have the channel list, which is basically a way to either search for channels that deal with a particular subject, or if you have a list of channel IDs that come from elsewhere, you can put them here and then just get more information for each one of those channels. The channel network module also works either by inputting a search query or by, if you have already a selection of channels, and it basically tries to find connections between these channels, and the connections are either featuring, right? So channels can feature each other. Let's look, for example, if Vlad Wechsler here is featuring other channels. Yes, he is featuring other channels. Well, those are, some of his channels. So this is one type of connection. So the YouTube data tools here would basically establish a connection between Vlad Wechsler chat and his main channel, and his philosophy channel, his music channel, and so forth. And it also takes into account subscriptions. Those are not public for many channels, but those are the two kind of data sources it uses. Then fourth module, the video list module, which basically produces, lists of videos, either, for example, from a channel, from a playlist ID, from a search query, or again, if you have a list of video IDs, you can simply, comma separate it, paste them in there, and then it creates a list, and you can also create code tag networks. Also, I think relatively straightforward. The video co-commenting network is a new module. I'm not yet fully sure how useful it really is. I think some of the tests have shown that it's actually quite interesting. So what it does is it works on videos, again, either found by a search query or by a series of video IDs, and it tries to connect them based on whether the same users have commented on these videos. So what I've shown you here before, this is actually a video comment network. And you can see here on the top that there is actually quite a lot of co-commenting going on. So those are, I think, the connections here are 30 or 40 users that commented on this video. So this, maybe let's say, okay, this video has, 500 comments. This video has also 500 comments, but 30 of the users are the same. And this module basically allows you to graph that. So it gives you a bit of an idea how users are kind of connecting through their commenting activities these videos. And then the last module is the video comments module that basically, kind of starts with a video ID and then just allows you to download all of the comments. You can now also pseudonymize them for greater privacy protection. And there's also some other files that are being generated. For example, a network that tries to help you analyze the interaction structure as it happens in the comment section. That's already it for this overview video. Sorry, I'm gonna make individual videos, hopefully in the coming weeks, for each one of those modules, going into more depth. Taking into account maybe some of the caveats, some of the things to watch out for, and then also show you for each one of those modules how you could go about analyzing them. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.